Nowadays, the desire for economic development has entered into the heart like poison. Everybody wants to have houses and cars and facilities. And this creates certain kind of envy. In the Vedic times, the Brahmins, they were always giving all kind of wealth. The kings will provide wealth. And the people, Vaishyas, upper class Vaishyas, Kshatriyas, will provide wealth to the Brahmins. We see when there was big sacrifices or special jagyas or Aswamedha jagyas or special marriages like the marriage of Draupadi, etc. The kings will give so much wealth to the Brahmins. They will thousands of cows in charity, land, gold, etc. And the Brahmins will take this and create their ashrams where they can train disciples and create Brahmins, and they build temples, etc. So in Vedic times, the Brahmins were giving all facilities, and the Brahmins will utilize their money immediately to serve Krishna. We see in the case of Srila Prabhupada, so many people came forward and donate something. But especially through the distribution of his books, he was able to amass wealth, and immediately he created temples, Vrindavan, Mumbai, the project of Mayapur. So many temples around the world exist because these donations, the Brahmana channelizes so perfectly. So here also, Guru-ashram is such a wonderful place. It's going to be used by disciples for generations to come. It's being used very nicely, properly utilized in a nice way. Even recently, last weekend, we have such a wonderful night with music, with drama, with prayers, with poetry. I brought some very important people that I met here, some architects, some very nice people for first time, and they were so moved by 4 hours of Krishna consciousness. So money has to be utilized nicely. It's like when Srila Prabhupada built the first hut in Mayapur. It was just a simple grass hut. And he was talking to Jayapataka Maharaj and his disciples, who were very few. They were living all together inside the grass hut. You see, for me, this grass hut is perfect. It's in the mode of goodness. We have the Ganges here, we have cows, grains. You can chant and think in Mahaprabhu. But who's going to come to this grass hut? So we want the very Western buildings will give all facilities and comfort so people can come. So now we see Mayapur develop into a city, and many devotees have become wealthy by making buildings, by providing apartments. All this has to happen in a city. But others become little envious. Oh, he's making money. Doesn't matter, the devotee never gonna give up Krishna for an apartment, a cement apartment. So the same, Chайтanья Chandra Charana Prabhu and his good wife are creating this Guru-ashram. Disciples give some donation, some dakshin. You don't have to say where your dakshin is gonna go, so then it's not a dakshin. You have to have full faith that the Brahmana is gonna utilize it perfectly. All this shows how attached we are to money, how attached we are to have things. And when we see that someone else has it, we become envious. This ashram is for everybody. I just met Mataji, how she's so thoughtful, trying to create now a nice guest house so more disciples can come from all over and come and visit Guru Maharaj and able to have interaction with him. And in a few decades will just become a memorial, the place where he used to live. And people for thousands of years, they will talk about Alexandr Hakimov, Chайтанья Чандра Чаран Prabhu and his good wife. They used to live here because he has initiated something that cannot be stopped. He has initiated the chance through literature, through talks, through constantly travel to give Krishna consciousness to others. He didn't have desire to just have a home. The devotees were not interested in that. But he's created something so disciples can come together, remember Krishna, and constantly attract the minds of others. So this mentality, one should not even pay attention to it, because it comes from a very low platform of attachment. So to put too much emphasis on this is a waste of time. I feel very honored to be invited here to give some lectures, to talk to the people in Kazakhstan. They all have good culture, good families. They're all eager to hear more. And obviously are blessed to have personalities like Chайтанья Чандра Чаран Prabhu and his good wife, and the many good people of the congregation here, plus the devotees in the farm, etc. So this is the wealth for Almaty, and I just wish that they become hundreds of thousands of times more successful, hopefully hundreds of thousands of more wealth and property comes for ISKCON Almaty, so they can create more temples, more facilities, more cow protection, more prasadam. What else? We're going to be a few decades more and we are gone. But the desire to leave something here is very important. So the rest is just the typical Kali Yuga mentality, and it's not something that should be paying any attention. Hare Krishna.